Kishane Thompson, who's starting his outdoor season here in China. Rohan Watson from Jamaica goes in lane 1, 5th at the World Indoors in Nanjing, in lane 1 for the 2nd week running. Emmanuel Isemi from Cameroon, the African number 2, goes in lane 2. Letsile Tebogo was disappointed maybe with 10-2 last weekend, but he is still building speed and sharpness after the 400 meters in the first few events of this year, building his endurance. He's still working on speed. Now, Kishane Thompson, Olympic silver medalist in Paris, of course, in the closest Olympic final in history. 5 thousandths of a second. He doesn't race very often. The fact that he's made the long trip suggests to me that he fancies his chances. And he'll have to be in form against the man in form, Akani Simbine. 2 out of 2 outdoors so far. Brilliant in Xiamen last weekend. His acceleration in the final 30 was very impressive. Christian Coleman, the indoor specialist, of course, over 60 meters, got a great start last weekend, but couldn't quite finish it and ended up in 4th place. He's in lane 6. Ferdinand Omanyala, also a great starter, powerful, the reigning African champion. 2nd behind Simbine last weekend. What can he do here in Kachchow? Jeremiah Azu, European world indoor champion, very relaxed, hitting all the right notes at the moment, enjoying his athletics back with his original former coach, Helen James. And Xie Junye gets a great reception from the crowd for China in lane 9, 3 times a 4th place at the world indoors. But the question is, Kishane Thompson, having made that long journey, what sort of shape is he in? Well, the early signs are good. There he is, right of picture. Ran 6:48 into a headwind outdoors, and then 6:56 indoors over 60 meters. So the omens are good. He's got a fantastic start and a great finish as well. So the big names: Tebogo in 3, Botswana. Kishane Thompson in 4. Simbine in the red, the man in form here, in 5. Coleman in 6. Omanyala 7. Azu in lane 8. Men's 100 meters. Oh, I think it's Simbine on the line, on the dip. The 2 share a moment. They both full clear. Thompson was ahead with, what, 5-10 meters to go, just. But did Simbine come back to just get him on the line? Yes, he did. 9:98. It's 3 from 3 outdoors for Simbine. And surely now we have to say he is the man to beat in 2025 so far. He's put together a brilliant sequence. Thompson, in his first race, stole a march, but was pipped on the line. And Tebogo, with an improved performance from last week. We talked about his sharpness and speed getting better and better. There's the top 3: Simbine, Thompson and Tebogo.
Great start from all 3 of those men that ended up in the eventual 3. Tebogo, that was much, much better than we saw in Xiamen last week. Now, at this point, Thompson, he just tightened up for me. He just forced it ever so slightly. And Simbine just stayed relaxed. Look at the South African here. He is straining, he's working hard, but he's staying very smooth. Whereas for me, Kishane Thompson, he was just trying to muscle it out. And see, look at this front-on picture here. Thompson just rocking and rolling side to side. Simbine almost focusing all that desire straight forward, and he just gets there ahead of Thompson. And Tebogo, for me, it was a bit of a wry smile at some point over that finish line we saw in one of the shots, so just saying, all right, or that's more like it, that felt good. So great to see Tebogo so close to 10 seconds. Yeah,
10-2 becomes 10-0-3. That is improvement. There was no sense of panic from Tebogo in the press conference yesterday. Long season ahead. You'll hear us and the athletes say that time and time again. Let's look at it again, though. This is a high-quality field, no doubt about it. We've got Azu there, 2nd left from picture, who faded a little bit. But Thompson, an absolute class act at this stage. He thinks he's got it, but you're right. He starts to tighten up, and look at how relaxed, relatively, Simbine is. And just on the dip there by...
200 used to be his best event, a bit like Kung Fu Kenny here, if you like, but Zana, like Kenny, is pretty swift at the 100 meters as well. then Fred Curley. Curley's going to be in lane 5. One of the quickest men over the 100 meters, but that talent that he has at the longer distances will stand him in good stead surely in this Grand Slam. Needs to do go well in this 100 though. Huge reception.
It's going to be hard to compete with this.
Yeah, Oblique Seville. Is he ready? Akeem Blake, another. He's run a 200 already this year and a new personal best over the longer distance, so that might stand him in good stead here. And then the Liberian, Joseph Fambele, he's going to go in lane 8. Olympic finalist in the last 2 Olympic Games over the 200 meters. So we got Jones in 1, Lindsay in 2, Hughes is in 3. Then in the middle, Benarek's 4, Curley right in the middle in 5. Seville in the orange in lane 6. Then Blake, his teammate next to him, and Fambele in lane 8.
Set.
Bednarek gets a good start. Fred Curley just got left a little bit, also going well as Lindsay over in 2, but it's Kenny Bednarek, and then look at Seville right through the middle. Seville is going to just about, no he doesn't, oh does he? That is as close as you want to get. Seville has got the tape around his chest, but Bednarek might have hung on to this.
Kenny
We're going to
that.
wait for the photo finish. He's got it. Kenny Bednarek has been given it. 10.07, 10.08. He got out well, didn't he, Bednarek? And then after that point, Seville comes and he starts to charge through. And then at the end, though, maybe the strength, the 200 meter strength, if that is a factor in the 100. But he stayed strong, he stayed good, and he comes out as the winner. Hughes takes third, 10.13, same time as Blake.
Kenny actually doesn't look happy. He reacted really, really well, but had a stumble that kind of interfered with his acceleration. I know that's what he's thinking about. And when that happened, you could see the Jamaicans kind of move through him in the acceleration phase. But with that 100 meter or 200 meter strength, I mean, someone like that's going to come through at the end. Fairly even reaction-wise, but as you can see here, kind of lost his footing in that acceleration. Now you can see him fighting to get back in. He's definitely not going to be pleased with that, but if you're just faster than everyone else, if you're able to relax, you'll get back into the race. It was a lot closer to that replay than I thought. As we've seen the rail cam here, you can see in the acceleration phase, Akeem Blake moving through a lot faster. And Oblique coming through in the latter part of the race. He probably thought that he had it. Battle of the Headbands coming through at the end. But Kenny did come through with the tape to secure that 100 meters. For him, going into the deuce, that's huge. So,
yeah, that's significant, isn't it? He takes 100. Curley, nowhere really. We said that 10.2 clocking. He was even slow at 10.3. This was into a headwind, incidentally, minus 1.3. Not as windy as it was earlier in the evening. But that really means a sub 10.
The 2025 season has already delivered multiple elite men's 100-meter races, but 2 events stand out for very different reasons: the Diamond League Showdown in Kachchow and the Racers Grand Slam Sprint. While both races featured world-class fields and high expectations, they revealed contrasting truths about dominance, execution, and the fine margins that define modern sprinting. In Kachchow, the Diamond League men's 100 meters felt like a statement race. With Olympic silver medalist Kishane Thompson making his outdoor debut and reigning world champion Letsile Tebogo in the lineup, the pressure was immense. Yet it was Akani Simbine who delivered the most complete performance. His 9.98 seconds were not just fast, they were authoritative. Simbine's start was sharp, his transition clean, and his top-end speed controlled. Unlike his rivals, he never looked strained. Thompson showed impressive composure for an early-season race, while Tebogo remained competitive, but neither could match Simbine's balance between power and relaxation. This was not a chaotic finish, it was controlled dominance. By contrast, the racers' Grand Slam 100 meters told a very different story. There was no clear favorite asserting control. Instead, the race unfolded as a brutal fight decided by fractions of a second. Kenny Bednarek emerged victorious in 10.07, but his win was defined more by timing and precision than raw superiority. Athletes like Fred Kerley, Seville, and Akeem Blake were all within striking distance, exposing just how narrow the margins were. Bednarek's start was not perfect, but his late acceleration and race awareness allowed him to edge ahead at the line. This was a race won through execution under chaos, not dominance. Comparing the two events highlights a crucial distinction. Simbine's victory represented clarity, one athlete imposing order on a stacked field. Bednarek's win represented volatility, a sprint where experience, composure, and timing mattered more than outright speed. One race confirmed hierarchy, the other questioned it. Together, these performances underline the unpredictability of the 2025 sprint season. Dominance can still exist, but only when execution is flawless. Otherwise, the men's 100 meters remains the most unforgiving race in athletics, where brilliance and defeat are separated by hundredths of a second.